G'day guys and girls, welcome back to the channel and another video. In this one I'm going to try not one but two different size 3D printed throttle pedal spacers from MS3D. Here are the two kits and what you get. MS3D have sent these to me for free, just so I can try them and do a review, so thank you very much for that. In the smaller one, it's a 12mm pedal spacer, and it's a slightly different design, as you can see, to the ones that were out a while ago. These were all the rage at one stage and then kind of just went away. With the small one, you don't need any other hardware. You reuse your standard bolts and nuts for your throttle pedal, and then we've got some instructions as well. Now with the 36mm one, same design, however much thicker, and again you get your instructions, and you also get some spacers, some bolts and a couple of nuts. So why would you want to fit a throttle pedal spacer? It may be for comfort. This throttle pedal is quite low. Some people may find that uncomfortable, and when you compare it to the brakes, you can see just how low it is. If I put a big spanner up, you can see how much lower the throttle pedal actually sits. So it could be more of a comfort thing if you drive your car a lot. The most common reason to fit one of these would be to help your heel toe braking on track, so that you can blip the throttle, you can match your revs a little bit better, and you can get more consistent braking down into corners when you're braking hard. So I do have a track day coming up next week, so I'm going to fit this one first. This one may take a lot of getting used to, being such a big height difference, so I may prefer the smaller one, so I'm going to give this one a go first. Following the instructions, we've got a 13mm bolt here, and we've got one further up as well. Hopefully you can see that one up there. It says to use a 13mm deep socket, but my socket set seems to fit over these, so we're just going to remove those two bolts, and then the throttle assembly should just come away. These are the bolts that we've just taken off that were securing the pedal in place. We're going to reuse them for the smaller one, but for the bigger one, the orientation is going to go, we'll put this one on first. Then this spacer is threaded all the way through, so then that'll screw on top of that. And then that will fit over there. And then once that is on, we'll fit the pedal up and then screw the pedal into that with those. So let's get it done. That's the kit fitted to the bottom. I have ended up using two of the bolts because when I used one there wasn't enough thread for the bolt to go in here. So sorry, two of the nuts. So I've used two nuts at the back and then this spacer. I'll do the same again for the one up high, and then we can fit the spacer itself and reattach the throttle. This is what it should look like. I'm yet to fit the other spacer, but you can see the two bolts on there. So make sure you get that right, and you're good to go. Once you've got your two large spacers on, you just slot the throttle spacer over them. You make sure that the MS3D logo is at the top, and that's basically going to follow the contour of the standard pedal. Just makes it feel much more solid underfoot. Now we get our bolt and spring washer, and we're going to screw these in by hand. Make sure it all lines up nicely before we go in tighten them. Okay, job done for the big one. It's just two bolts here and right up in there. That one was awkward only because there's not much space, but you can see just how much closer that is in line with the brake pedal now. So when you push the brake, you actually press it lower than the accelerator pedal, so you can actually get across and blip it. If you use the trusty alignment tool, you can see it's a lot closer. So I'm going to take this for a drive and see how it is. If it's comfortable, I'll probably use this one for the track day as well, but we'll come out, I'll do the other one as well, the smaller one, and show you how that's done. So now, as you can see, when you press the brake pretty hard, you can get over really easy and blip the throttle. That is the whole point of it, basically. It will take some getting used to. I've been for a little bit of a drive and just relearning where the initial throttle point is will take some getting used to, but I think that that'll be fine. I will fit the other one just to show you, but I might put this one back in. Fitment of the smaller 12mm throttle spacer is even easier. You basically just want to remove the two standard bolts. You've got one up there. You're going to reuse them. So then it's literally a matter of removing that, fitting that over the two long threads, and then reconnecting your pedal. So I'll show you what that looks like. So you fit that on, and then it'll be even easier to fit this one because you literally just refit your standard bolts, do it up by hand, and do the top one and then tighten them right up, and this is the difference. So there's a bit more difference, but you could still probably get to it. I'll do another test when it's fitted. This is with the 12mm throttle pedal spacer fitted. You can press the brake down hard and you can still come over. It's probably not quite as easy, but you do only get a little blip. Again, it's something that I'll have to get used to, but it definitely helps. 12mm or the larger one. Just depends which one's going to be more comfortable. This one will be more comfortable for daily driving. The other one may be a bit more effective on track days. But this one was about a 2-minute job, very easy to fit. Alright, job done. The MS3D throttle pedal spacers. I have tried both of them. Obviously I've got the 12mm one in my hand, which means that 36mm one is in the car. I'm going to try that one next week at the track day. Although for comfort and where you rest your foot, this one may be the one to go for. The 12mm. You'll still get to heel toe, but you'll still retain a lot of the factory comfort of where your foot sits. Thank you very much MS3D for sending these out. These are prototypes at the minute, so hopefully they'll be ready for sale and you guys can buy them and finally get your throttle position where you want it. So thank you for watching. Thanks MS3D again, and I'll catch you on the next one. Cheers.